Yo, what is good, world? It's your boy, Calvin Leroy King, the third. And as always, I got my lovely co-hosts with the mostest by my side, Miss Reese PC, the one and only.
What up, y'all?
And we thank y'all for tuning in and turning up for another dope episode of This, That, and the Third, the lifestyle show that gives you life.
Literally.
Now, first and foremost, we're going to begin the show in the best fashion we know how, and that's by shouting out our sponsors, none other than Twin Media Group and Freelance Academy. But this month, we have an exclusive sponsor, none other than Absolute Athletics, also known as A-Square. What's up to all my co-ed flag footballers and my women's league as well.
I saw them out there.
Did you check them out?
Yep, they were out there
Pretty
Saturday.
decent, man. So if y'all want to know more about the league, y'all can just Google Absolute Athletics or A-Square Shy on Instagram and Twitter, and they'll be able to plug you in and put you in tune, okay? All right, so we're going to begin by jumping into news. All right, so what's headlining news this week, baby girl? I know it's a lot. I know it's a lot.
Yeah.
A good lot.
Good stuff, though.
Good stuff, though.
I mean, good conversation pieces.
Okay, let's talk about it.
So the NFL has banned protesting.
Fuck you, NFL. I'm just going to say it now because we'll get to it a little bit later, but yeah, you're kind of bogus for banning protesting.
So basically,
isn't that a right?
A right, right. Yeah. It's almost like, it's funny because I compare it to how they feel like we're trying to take their guns. Mm-hmm. Same thing.
Oh, pretty
essentially,
much.
it's the same thing. So anyway, this new policy prohibits players from taking a knee during the national anthem. The policy allows players to stay in the team locker room or similar location off the field without being penalized. Mm-hmm. If players kneel, then that person and possibly the team could face a fine.
What about players in wheelchairs? No, I'm just saying because we had to do it with no hand last week. So what if we have somebody that becomes a wheelchair person? Do they get fined?
You know, come on.
What about coaches in wheelchairs?
You know what I'm saying.
I get what you're saying, but this is my thing. Like, one, I think, now you posted this on the This, That, and the Third Facebook page with Steve Kerr's comments. And it's just a ploy to play to the fan base that supports the NFL. Would you agree with that?
When he said that, I was like, oh,
that
so you do know what the fan base.
They're just playing to their fan base, and they're just, basically trying to use the anthem as fake patriotism, nationalism, scaring people. It's idiotic, but that's how the NFL has handled their business. And I'm proud to be in a league that understands patriotism in America is about free speech, about peacefully protesting. And I think our leadership in the NBA understands that when the NFL players were kneeling, they were kneeling to protest police brutality, to protest racial inequality. They weren't disrespecting the flag or the military.
It's like they're openly admitting what the fan base is.
It is what it is.
Is the football fan base racist?
The football fan base is whitest.
White male?
Whitest. Yeah, they're very whitest. And I think
race.
that, you get it twisted when you see who plays football.
I don't get it twisted.
You might feel like, oh, this is a black sport.
No, because all the owners are white.
All the owners are white. All the quarterbacks are white. All the coaches
I feel like
are white.
It's a cotton field out there.
Oh, yeah.
And the coaches are the
$1 million slave, baby.
The owners are the masters, and then the coaches are the level up. That's how I honestly feel.
I mean, it kind of just looks like that new slave shit. And this is my thing, and I think Steve Kerr said it very well. If you haven't seen the clip, go to This, That, and the Third's page on Facebook and really listen to his comments. And he's saying, like, bro, it's a flag.
That's just what it is,
It's
a flag
that's symbolic of us as Americans, which represents in its essence diversity, freedom of speech, the right to protest, and everything else that comes after the preamble.
Right.
So what are we talking about when we're saying Trump is leading this little, regime that's saying, man, it's disrespectful to the troops. First of all, I heard a troop suggested to Colin Kaepernick that that's the type of protest you take. So what is it? a nigga that's never served in the military and just happens to be president,
Thank
or the actual veterans that are like, no, that's the way that you don't disrespect the flag or the country or the military and still get your point across.
It's Trump's agenda. But get this. So I was really irritated, and I like football, but I haven't watched since the whole Kaepernick.
It does nothing for me now.
So
I feel conflicted watching.
first, let me say this before I go to my point. First, they interviewed the Bears after their practice, right?
Oh.
Don't say nothing. They interviewed the Bears, and they said, oh, so have you heard about the band? What do you think? And it was a brother, and he was like, well, you know, we did really well last year as a team. We stood and we locked arms, and we're a team, and we're going to stay unified. And then he said something to the effect of, this is America, and we're, you know, there's equality. It was like,
There is or there should be?
so at the end of the interview, I was like, who the fuck cares what the Bears think? You all
Bears.
haven't won anything.
Bear down. Because you lost me when you said we did well last season. I said when? Where? Yes, we had some
He's
good
talking about
spurts.
uniformity.
Oh,
and
in terms of
standing
off the field
together.
conduct. I was about to say, you niggas suck.
So I was like, why y'all asking them?
Yeah.
So this morning I read that, and I knew this is why I always fuck with the Jets, right?
Jets.
Today,
Jets,
the New
Jets,
York
Jets.
Jets owner Christopher Johnson told Newsday that he would pay any fine handed down by the NFL allowing players to freely kneel during the Star-Spangled Banner without fear of repercussions from the team.
Now, that's a team I would like to play for.
Hello.
Excuse me. Okay? I don't know if they're in New York, technically, or New Jersey, but I would fuck with the Jets because
You got the coach support.
you're behind, and I think this is the coach or this the
This is the owner.
Owner, right.
The owner.
That's even
And
above
he's
the
actually stepping in. I don't know if he's the owner, but he stepped in for his brother who had to do something. He's an ambassador in Britain or something.
Oh.
But
hello, ambassadors.
so I was thinking maybe his brother had a different opinion. Nope, his brother said, I stand
nice.
with my brother and the team and my players.
I'm with my man.
And this is what they said, something to the same effect of what Steve Kerr said. It's not about the flag. It's about the protest for police brutality,
Police brutality,
and
racial
inequality. He said that.
inequality.
And he was like, so I would not ever dare to create a locker room.
Divided, pretty much.
Yeah, and make people feel like they can't protest or speak up for what they believe in. And I just commend him. I just think more owners should back their players. But you're going to see who's who.
Slave masters?
Yeah, you're going to see.
But this is my thing. You can opt out of being on the field during the anthem anyway.
I think they all should stay in the locker room.
And and first of all, let's be clear. I don't know the exact year, but I'm just gonna throw one out there. 2009-ish. The teams were never on the field to begin with, dog.
Really?
They said the military started paying the NFL coin to
That's
have this showcase of the national anthem, the flag, and all this patriotic bullshit.
Probably because the
teams were
numbers
usually-
went down.
Yeah.
And people
They
trying
said,
to
man,
sign
this is a
up.
sponsor. The military was a sponsor of the NFL, and
That
then it
makes
became.
sense.
It always makes dollars. If it makes sense, it makes dollars. And they're just trying to get their coins up, G. Because I'm pretty
Because the
sure that
military is
last
like,
year,
the numbers are probably down even lower.
yeah, we trying to get recruitment. Y'all trying to get viewers and tickets sold.
about that.
Let's make a deal. But I just say this: at the end of the day, man, I'm all for freedom of speech. I'm all for peaceful protest. I'm all for free thinking. And I think that the NFL is really showing their ass in terms of whose dollar they value. So now, if you already came off a season where your ratings were probably as low as they've been since the modern era of television, and you steady poking this bear that is the black buying power, because there's a lot of black people I know that watched, this past season. Will they continue going forward is the question.
Yes.
Yes? You think so? I think a
Yes.
couple more people might fall off
I
a
feel
little.
like as many brothers that are in the NFL, I feel like Kaepernick has no support.
I think that his support doesn't get publicized. I think he has hella support, and I just don't think that he's doing necessarily everything that he can to engage that support, and I don't think that the media is trying to help him at all with giving him a platform on which
I
his
don't
support
think
can be highlighted.
The media is giving him, but when you on that level, you don't have to wait on the media, right?
Right.
Secondly, if all the players came together and said, we're going to support him, and even if I could see all of, I'm not going to say all because we know we can't get all, I'm going to say 60%, right?
That's a good number.
If 60% were to say, we ain't going to come out there on the field,
right,
and the field is still empty.
That says something.
That's supporting.
That says something. Yeah.
That's because they're going to fire all the brothers because y'all are the football league. Hello.
You kinda are the league.
I mean, really, let's think about this. If y'all all sat down and said, play your white players.
Yeah. I wouldn't watch even more.
Exactly. Who's going to watch that?
Nobody's watching white people play football.
Y'all got to think.
Yeah, but at the same time, I think we made this point last season in the show. The wives matter. The wives matter. And if you get into a situation where you're kneeling, I mean, the opt-out seems to be the safest option. If you want to participate in the protest but not get in trouble, stay your ass in the locker room.
Yeah.
But if you was out there like, man, fuck that shit, I don't play for the Jets and I'm still finna kneel, your wife might beat you when you go home.
And I get it.
Because you're losing money every time you do that.
Every time you kneel. So I do get that. So I'm going to play by your rules. We all going to stay in the locker room.
And that's fine.
I mean, you playing by their rules, but the thing is, when you play by their rules, it still irritates them. You know what I'm saying? It's still under their skin that, okay, so they all gonna say, so they gonna keep coming up with rules, and then y'all gonna understand that this is
America.
Yeah.
Don't catch us slipping, no. And I swear on everything, and I forget which program I was watching that said this, but now instead of panning the sideline and seeing, oh, this person's standing, this person's kneeling, these people are locked in arms, they're going to be like, this nigga's not here. This nigga's not here. And they just going to be like, well, I assume because you're not here, you're part of the protest. Like, they're going to still make it something.
That's what I'm saying.
But it's totally your choice to either be out there or not.
And if you have majority of your team not out there, then what you going to do?
Man,
you going to have a whole new pick.
They're going to have to shoot the crowd. They're going to have to shoot them racist crowd.
The white folks.
Them folks. What up, folks? What up, white folks?
I won't be watching the NFL. How about that?
I'm so intrigued and I want so much content for the show. I might take a gander. I must just say that. What else is going on in the news, baby?
So, rehabs or shabs?
What do you mean?
You know, I didn't know this, and I really learned something from watching this. So this was on last week tonight with John Oliver?
Ah, dude, funny. He got an accent?
Yeah.
HBO?
Yes.
He's a funny white guy.
But he gives you facts.
He's factual.
Right?
He's factual.
So he did a special on rehabilitation centers for addicts.
Okay.
Just kind of in the U.S., right? You could open one.
What do you mean?
I could open one.
What do you mean?
We all could open one because it's probably one of the most deregulated.
Oh, shit. Just get in where you fit in. The doors of the church are open.
So I'm going to try to give y'all as many facts as possible. So there are no federal standards, and it's a $35 billion industry. Oh. And that's just to say you're running like a group home where the person is doing outpatient care. And so you kind of come up with your own structure and formats of therapy.
Outpatient meaning you don't live here. You just come here on Wednesdays.
Meaning at the group home, so you're staying at the home, but you're receiving outpatient therapy. So you're going someplace to get therapy, and you're staying here.
Okay.
So they do run convincing ads. This one place, of course, you know, California got the most ritziest,
so much
resortish, rehab centers. This one place will run you $73,000 for 30 days.
Wait, this sounds like a celebrity addict rehab center.
No, and this
who has $70K that they're not going to blow on their drug of choice?
This one is called Passages in Malibu. And so when they were talking to the owner, and he was like, so what kind of therapy do you have? Matter of fact, where is everybody? He was like, I don't know.
Any clients?
They were around here. Like, he didn't know the place was empty.
They're relapsing at this very moment, I'm pretty sure.
The other place in California, the son and dad runs it, right? And they basically said, you come here, you're cured. Guaranteed.
100.
A guaranteed
We're going to keep
100%.
It 100.
And so what they found is that when you research different rehab facilities, almost all of them say they have an 80% success rate.
Or better.
John Oliver's like, well, why don't you just say 100%? Because you're
What's
really
this 80
lying.
thing? Right, you're
Yeah.
lying anyway. Why not lie up?
Everybody says 80%.
Oh, man.
So and that's just California, and that's just they're basically, if you have private insurance or if you have, you come from money, you come from wealth, they will definitely wring you dry.
Oh, yeah.
In Cali. Now let's
It's
move
a hustle.
to
It's a
Florida.
hustle. Okay, let's go to the other coast.
Florida's the golden state for rehabs because literally we can go down there now and open up a group home. Buy a piece of property, open up a group home.
We could just film from there.
They have they have people, I forget what it's called, and I'll show you guys the clip, but they have people that go out and search for junkies, search for people with their suitcases that are kind of like living on the street or struggling.
Me, are you a junkie?
And guess what they ask? Do you have insurance? Because if you have insurance, that means your insurance is going to pay for your drug tests and your pee and your urine tests, and that's like liquid gold.
Wait. This is my thing. What junkie that I can approach on the street and they look to be a junkie would have insurance? Are they out there? Do they exist?
Apparently.
Very much so. Apparently, there's a market for this. So why do you say that shit is liquid gold? Like, that is just, I can charge whatever I want for these services and your insurance will cover it?
No, so the way they break it down is it's like $30 for a test, right? Per
piss test?
Piss test.
Okay.
If you do that 5 days a week, times those many people,
Yeah.
month you probably getting 75 grand from insurance companies just for pee tests.
That's a lot of piss. Oh,
So
I had to pee.
what they call it in Florida, they call it the Florida Shuffle because the truth is that they're saying is it's more money in people relapsing than curing them. So they call it the Florida Shuffle.
It's always in the comeback. Now, whether that's, I'm going to make more money off having a stand-up business and providing high-quality customer service to keep, people loyal to my brand, or whether I sell crack or crack rehab, as long as I can keep you coming back and you're never cured, but you're always chasing that hope.
And it's almost like
Damn.
the hospitals, the doctors. Like when you talk about chemo and when you go into some of these other diseases, when it's like illegal to cure cancer or to go and try to cure cancer without using chemo.
Yeah.
That makes no sense to me.
Oh, I use
Why
G-Lo.
do you want me
Why would you use chemo?
to go through this? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, but it's money in their process. And so I just thought that was...
If it don't make dollars,
apparently,
then it don't make sense. And sometimes when it don't make sense, that's an indicator that it definitely makes dollars. I just have to say that, Z.
No, it
shit that's backwards and counterintuitive like that, you got to kind of be like, aha.
They're making a lot of money.
A killing,
Like,
dog. A
they had,
killing.
a commissioner from Lake Worth County, and he was like, stop sending your loved ones to Florida because we're sending them back in a body bag.
Oh. He was a former participant in this
he's
little...
a commissioner.
Oh, a commissioner. Okay. I thought he was like, a backslider
No,
or
he
something.
tells me straight up, don't.
It's rough, but that's why knowledge is power. Like, you know what the placebo effect is?
Is it when because it's them like you take a pill and you think it'll do something and it really doesn't.
And the healing is
do
really
anything?
in your belief in the pill versus the content and the ingredients of the pill. And I think that a lot of times that's what we fall for. Like, I forgot who coined the phrase, but if you believe you can or if you believe you can't, nigga, you're right. So it's just one of those things like, man, if you believe you're a fucking addict, you're a fucking addict. If you believe like, man, I got that monkey off my back, I'm good, and we've seen plenty of stories of that, you are a successful rehab candidate.
Yeah, but what if you still need a little nudging and just encouragement?
If you believe that you always will need that, you will always need that. And that is your now drug. Just like people that go to church excessively, that's their drug. Like,
that'd be ridiculous.
Let's not play the game, G. Like some people's new drug is rehab. Let's just call it what it is, G. And I as a service provider of rehab, what do you want me to do? I'm helping people. I'm charging them a premium. Their insurance covers it. Junkies are getting better.
You're helping people, but these people are scamming folks. And I'm coming from the aspect of when you have a family member or loved one and you're searching for a place to send them to help, get them help. You get tricked. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes it's not the addicts that are looking. It's other people that are looking to place their loved ones in certain, and you really just got to do the research. And you can't just think, oh, it's beautiful, it's nice, they're going to take care of them. That means they have nothing planned, nothing going on. Or it's cheap and this will work. It probably me.
I'll never fuck with certain drugs.
Yeah, seriously.
So I'm just saying, let everybody be great or not. It's controversial, but it is what it is. What else is going on in news? You talking about Stacey Abrams? Who was that?
So she is making history.
Who is she?
She's the first black woman that is nominated to run for governor in Georgia.
Is that slow clap worthy?
Yeah.
Please. 1, 2, 3, and one more. I swear. Sisters, it's your time. If you're a sister right now and you're losing, you're a loser. There's so many opportunities out here for beautiful black queens to step into their crowns, G. And Stacey Abrams seems to be one of them.
Yeah.
Tell me more, please.
So I didn't even know there was like elections and primaries going on in
over.
Georgia.
Thought I was woke.
Right.
Oh.
Because the
It's
main
different
election,
times for different states?
I guess so. The main election is in November where we vote for governor, senator, all that kind of thing.
Right.
So I did kind of scroll past and I saw Angela Rye talking about Stacey Abrams and how they were trying to.
That's Common's girl.
X.
No.
I know.
We'll get back to that.
No,
Let's pause. Let's pause here.
In hindsight, when I thought about it, I love Angela.
Yeah, you were an advocate for the relationship.
I was. And then when it fell off, and I was just, what I said to myself? I said, you know what? She's too much for him.
It's that nigga's fault.
It's not that it's his fault, but I just think she's too much. She is doing it. Mm-hmm. You see her out here doing it. And,
well.
I think Common is
and
just
Common
a little
is Common in every
more,
movie. You know how he's Common in every movie?
Yeah, he just chill.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But he goes for like these high, strong females. Like he dated Serena. It didn't work.
He dated Serena Williams?
Yeah.
Congratulations, Common. Damn, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Just smell your finger.
And when I see her husband, he's very mellow and
Whose?
Serena.
Okay.
But still attentive. So I kind of see why Angela and Common didn't work.
And he was with Erica, wasn't he? Back in the day?
That's who I think he's head over heels for.
Oh,
Erica got stuff.
Oh, I met her one time, and I too looked into the eyes of Medusa and became something different.
Yeah,
it's something. I got Badu. I was like, shit on my chest, right here, just right here though, just right here, just a little dip. Oh, there's something different about that one. Who's her mom? Where does he come from?
I don't know.
I digress. What's going on with this governor candidate?
So Stacey won the nomination, so she'll run for the Democratic seat for governor against whoever the Republican is. But so Democrats are really just trying to galvanize and really do it big in November and get a lot of these seats back. And so their new slogan is a better deal. Okay.
Is that a shout to FDR with the New Deal? Do you remember that in history class?
but no, it's vague for the reason that any candidate can put whatever they want behind that. A better deal on this, a better deal on that, a better deal on.
You want a bag, you got a bag. You want a bag, you got a bag.
Right.
Type shit.
But instead of comparing, we're going to do this better than Trump, let's eliminate that.
Not even say his name.
Just a better deal.
Won't even say his name.
Yeah, so we'll see if that works for him. Hope so.
Isn't Georgia a Republican state?
Yeah, that's why this is
it has a uphill battle.
History making.
I was either riding through Georgia going to Alabama or vice versa. Mm-hmm. And you know how people be having the nice little Jeeps, and then the Jeep got the spare tire on the back, and the tire on the back has a cover on it, and the cover on it sometimes has a design. You might see the smiley face with a gunshot in his head dripping down.
I've never seen that.
Well, it exists. You might see the smiley face with like an American flag bandana. Never seen that either?
No.
Okay. These things exist.
Okay.
This shit was a Sambo caricature of Obama. I knew I had to get home quickly. These motherfuckers was riding with an Obama, hello my baby, hello my honey, caricature on the back of their Jeep on the top. Like, how much customization had to go into that? Are they just selling these shits wholesale, or did you order this specifically on rednecks.org?
I've traveled in college. I took the class, the Theology of King, and so we went Alabama, Georgia, and then, Alabama, Georgia.
One, two.
So it was a road that we traveled on, and it was just like
Glory
real-
Road.
And we stopped and we saw like where different freedom fighters burned, hung, and that kind of thing.
Oh, yeah.
But the feeling down there is still very like,
It's an aura of don't fuck with
yeah,
it.
yeah.
Pass through.
That's all I wanted to
Oh, I do not want to post up. Where's our hotel? Is it 60 miles or greater away?
Seriously.
Okay. Well, congratulations in advance, Stacey Abrams.
Abrams.
And we wish you the best. And come out and vote. We always say stay woke, go vote. And it's not just a Chicago thing. It's not just an Illinois thing. It's a thing. Like,
Yeah,
if you have the potential to vote, because the ability to vote has been taken away from so many of us for bogus reasons.
Yeah.
So those of us that have it should use it, should exercise it to its full potential. You agree?
Yeah.
Okay. And last but not least, in news this week, what we got, baby?
More weed.
Yes. Yes, more weed. What do we
So-
have? What do we have in weeddom?
I saw this story on Vice News last night, and they were just highlighting New Jersey as the next state that's trying to legalize weed.
Jersey.
So Jersey has
you got
a new
the Jets
governor.
and you got the weed.
Yeah, and they have a new governor
Okay.
who is really pushing the legalization
Push.
for weed.
You got
Mostly
to
though.
push. I'm sorry, that was my shit.
What?
You know Martin coming back.
I know.
You got to push. My bad. Go ahead. He's pushing because he's a pothead.
No,
or?
but he's pushing more from the aspect of social reform.
Okay.
And he wants to lessen the judges. Like, no, he wants to lessen the what's the
Sentencing?
word? There you go. The sentencing for African Americans
Yeah.
for weed cases
Yeah.
because
Eh.
obviously
There's a
it's
disparity
yeah.
here. There's a disparity.
And so that's his major push. Now, Al Harrington, who we talked about last week,
Hey, Al.
his whole company is in New Jersey. It's called Viola. And
Davis?
no, it's a dispensary. He grows, sells. I think he has a distribution deal or company, something like that.
Is that his
But
mother's
he's
name?
major
He's the guy.
up there. He's invested $5 million in it, and his thing behind it is to bring more opportunity and more opportunities and jobs and money, right? Because he feels like everybody else, we always get the
Short end of the stick, pretty
yeah,
much.
to all these drugs
Petty ass crimes.
and
The
to even
drugs. We're not gonna say that for marijuana, G, because a drug is something that can kill you, like Tylenol, like Xanax, like other shit that motherfuckers can OD on, opiates, whatever they're called. You can't OD off of marijuana. You can
So-
get fucked up and stuck,
Yeah,
but you'll eventually snap out of it.
yeah,
Okay.
a good shower, wake up.
Nice little water in the face.
But he was saying, so it's like a couple $100,000 to apply.
Mm-hmm.
Then they have to see that you have a couple $100,000 in capital
Mm-hmm.
to even get through all of the red tape. And he was like, to the average person, they don't have all of that.
Pay to play.
But if I can have an umbrella and then, kind of fizzle things out so that people can open up their own business, open up their shops,
Right.
totally get his idea. So then
So
they,
he's empowering other people to open up shops.
yes, right? You think that would be a good thing, right?
Hell yeah.
Great thing. They show a meeting of the Black Caucus, the elders, right? All of them were like against it, outside of the social reform. Other than that, I think they're so warped and so messed up from the crack era and that they're still living in that. And they honestly believe that weed is a gateway drug. And you had to hear this old man. He was like, they just don't want to do nothing. They got the hair and the pants and they just high. We call them weed heads. And it was like somebody's old granddaddy.
We call them weed heads. Fuck you, elder. And there's why. And no disrespect to our elders, but this is the thing. Like, it's a new day and age.
Yeah.
And I totally get your apprehension to encouraging something that you've never encouraged, but
Right.
fuck you personally, because it's just one of those things where it's like, just because you were wrong about something all your life doesn't mean you can't be right 5 years before you die. And it's just one of those things where, man, weed was First of all, you probably smoked. You probably smoked at
No,
your young.
he
right.
did say that.
You smoked,
Yeah.
and then you went into this whole little career path that it was frowned upon, and now you're like, oh, it disproportionately impacted our community. Oh, it led to crack, and that shit was all systematic. Do not be fooled.
No, it was.
Weed has not led to crack. Weed has not. Now, crack on weed will lead to crack. But regular weed is not doing that. You know what I'm saying? And I think that we get so caught up in our individual story and our individual truths that we forget what's at play and what's at stake, and that's the greater good.
Yeah.
Not if, but when we embrace as a community this weed movement, there's a lot of money to be made, and money talks. And if this is the thing that gets us back into the game as a people, I'm all for that shit. But if we sit on the sideline and be like, no, weed has disproportionately impacted us and people have been going to jail and it's a gateway drug and blah, 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 white people are going to monetize that shit as they have been doing. And not just, when I say white people, I mean non-black. So that's everybody else is going to monetize this shit. We're going to sit on the sideline, continue to smoke, and never own any of the dispensaries that are now legal.
already monetizing
That are
it.
now legal. So I just say, whoever that elder is, what was it? Did you know who it was?
No, his name wasn't even important.
But fuck you, old dude.
But it was just like, even we have elders here that they frown upon it. And so it was interesting to see and watch and finally get their explanation behind why they feel the way they feel.
Right.
And so I do respect that. It's understandable. I didn't live through the crack era. I wasn't in this, but I heard the 70s was the flower area and everybody was high.
Pretty wild.
So,
So much bush and unprotected sex, huh?
Yeah. So,
Okay,
I
but
don't
we
know.
can't have our turn. We can't have our turn. It's interesting, man. You hypocritical bastards. But I will say this, man, in all due respect and all jokes aside, I just feel like, man, we need to come together on something. If it's not weed, if it's not the NFL, if it's not Black Lives Matter, if it's not anything that could be something, that changes the spectrum of blackdom, we need to come together on
think we
something.
all-
It can't just be the fucking BET Awards
Well, I was
of
just going to say, look.
2005. Like,
just gonna
dude, that
say-
day is gone.
I think we're all behind Childish Gambino and This Is America. I mean,
Have you heard an old person be behind that? You see what I'm saying? Like, what is it generationally that we can connect on?
I don't think.
And I don't think that that's a part of our culture, unfortunately. Our culture does not lend itself towards solid
Well, and I would say that with
unity.
any culture, that kind of is across the board with any culture because
The
like you said,
generational
yeah,
divide?
because time changes. If you think about Chinese culture,
No, but let me say this. Well, white people, they said, man, we hate black people. All generations. That's at least one thing that they can unify on.
well,
G.
not all white people.
No, not all white. I'm speaking in generalities.
But yeah, that's
but they
a good
have
point.
that common
Yeah.
denominator between them. Like, well, at least we're not black. Like, can we say at least we're boom? Like, what is the one thing that we're gonna be like, man, we're with that shit forever? And it doesn't seem like we have that, and therefore, what do we have?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that about wraps us up for news. I'm sorry we had to go deep on y'all ass, but
Figure that out.
yeah, figure that out. You figure out life, man. So that about wraps us up for news, literally.